during my many visits to train shows and things like this, sometimes you get the chance to get second-hand things which you can reuse, fix up at an absolute fraction of the cost of buying a new product. So for example, here I've got, I'm pretty sure that's some sort of grain silo that might need a bit of touching up, but it could be very usable. I think that's a Kibri kit if I'm not much mistaken. This I'm almost certain is the Water Street freight terminal from Walthers. Not in terrible condition, apart from I think it's broken there. That might be able to be repaired or fixed up. This you may have seen before in one of my videos. This is I think it's the machine shop, which I can try and fix the roof and turn it into some sort of power station maybe. That could be quite good. Then this I'm pretty sure is a DPM kit. Is it the grips luggage? It's not bad. I think we're missing something here, but what I don't like is the fact that you can't see any brick details. So what I'm going to try and do is somehow see if I can get the paint or the colour off the brick, leave the colour in the mortar, and hopefully try and turn this into a much nicer thing. I'm not sure about what these things are on the roof, and there's a bit of a repair there, it looks like. But yeah, that's these are a great example of the things you can pick up very, very cheaply. The biggest problem is actually getting them home without breaking them. So as they're usually quite delicate, although this one's quite robust. So let's start with this and see if we can fix it up. Okay, well we should be able to make the roof out of this polystyrene sheet. Should be quite simple, and then we'll decorate on the top with if we can find some roof detailing kit details. Well, that was a relatively easy fix, just with simple sheet styrene which presses into the walls, and of course the Walthers roof detailing kit, which had almost exactly the same chimneys as on the instructions. I had a look on the internet, see what I can find. So that looks pretty good. Quite an easy fix. I haven't got the doors, but that can be fixed with a bit of corrugated styrene there. And the chimney is easily replaced because Walthers actually sell these separately, although they're quite expensive. Or maybe I could try and 3D print them. But yeah, so far that's coming along. Okay, so I added a tiny bit of trim there, sort of coloured it very similar colour, whether it's reasonable fit. And I got the spare Walthers chimneys you buy, twin pack. And what I did with these, and it didn't work brilliantly well, but it seemed to work, is you basically put masking tape all around it. So one concentric ring, another, and then basically you peel half of them off, spray it. You peel the others off, but cover the ones that you've already sprayed, and that's what you end up. It's not perfect, it's okay, and then you spray the top black. It's not bad, and that will go on the side. Makes quite a nice little power station, I think. Okay, so this is a Kibri kit, or part of it. It's a grain elevator in Germany, but it will do very nicely probably next to that grain elevator that I built in one of my earlier videos. What I'm going to do, this has all been sprayed with aluminium aircraft colour paint. I've slightly put some weathering powders on it, and then probably just paint the staircase and maybe the door, a bit more on the roof maybe, and that's all there is to it. There's obviously a bit that was stuck on the bottom. Maybe it's the silos, and there's still some plastic, so I need to nip this off to make it flat. Maybe I can sand that. Yeah, still some little bits there. That's it. better. Right, I'll start colouring and weathering this, and then we'll have a look what it comes out like. Right, so these are the Tamiya weathering powders. So I imagine you could probably make your own from chalk or something. And I just always run a bit of rust down where there's metal on windows. And the stairs, a bit more rust from the metal. Bit from the roof, bit of dirt really. Always downwards. So nice dirty roof, looks a bit better. And this weathers very easily because of the ridges on it. There you are, it's well weathered, very easily. Spray it with some matte medium to sort of keep the weathering powder in, but that's it. That's very easily aged and weathered, and that will look quite good. Now with this one, the trick is either to colour the brick and leave the mortar as white, or to somehow get the colouring off the top brick and leave the mortar as white. So that decal is not exactly straight, so I think that will have to come off. And there's a bit of a mess there, so let's see if we can tidy this guy up a bit, and we'll also add some nice roof details as well. So just by using the black weathering powder in this implement, you can see very gently dry brushing, all of the brick detail just suddenly comes out, which is great. So it already looks much better. I'll continue to dry brush this very lightly, and then we'll see what we get. Okay, so with some strip styrene pieces we've made, and we've used an old bit from another kit, a little platform here, which will be the loading platform for this. So we will fix that to there, then trucks will come up to there. So I guess that's the back of it, or it could be the front of it. And we've also added some chimneys and some details there from the Walthers chimney kit, which I do like very much. So with this building now a bit more weathered up, definitely looks grimier, and you can see more detail. I think it's also interesting whether you consider this to be the front of the building or the back. You can have it either way. I would imagine lorries come up there, but you could have a railway siding there if you built the platform out. And then we can have this guy, which I've also weathered up to be a bit more, you can see a bit more brick detail now with the weathering powders. You can have him on the end, and then what you get is a much larger factory or facility, which would be worthy of any layout, and that could very easily fit in an industrial area siding, or possibly my steelworks layout. I could possibly extend the platform across to there, but that looks nice. I mean, the buildings look like, even though I think they're from different manufacturers, and that's pretty sure that's a DPM kit and that's a Walthers kit, they fit because the era is roughly similar. So I mean, that might be 1920s, that could possibly be 1930s, but yeah, it's pretty good. So we put some details on, weathered them up, they don't look like shiny plastic, so I think they look pretty good. So that's just a quick gallop through the possibilities and what you can do with second-hand models. Probably the most expensive part of the whole thing was actually buying the twin pack of Walthers chimneys, but it probably could be 3D printed, although I have had some not very success with long bits in the past. But pretty much all of these were literally pennies on the dollar, so there is great potential in buying second-hand kit, fixing it up. You've got your strip styrene, you've got your styrene sheet, and then you weather it and it will look pretty good. And as I said, I'm a massive fan of doing this because it keeps everything within budget. So thank you for watching.